Um, a joy to my eyes to see a gathering of devotees so early in the morning. Well, okay, late in the day, etc., etc. As I turn on Zoom, very happy to see such a wonderful gathering of devotees and a surprise inside car view on the way to Karoli, perhaps in India. Yes, okay, Keshavanand, either lots of bumps on the road or he's giving us a yes. All right. Dandavat to you there in India, in South Africa, in Australia, in California, in Florida, and another India means Radha Sundari in Mayapur. And I mentioned India and Brazil, Leelamoy, our host, and Australia, Priya Bhakta Prabhu. Priya Bhakta Prabhu, Rupanuga Prabhu in Australia, California. Come, should be California with a K, shouldn't it be? Shouldn't it? California. And maybe, okay. Jai Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvije Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today I'm in another room of Srila Gurudev's house, and it does feel like that. We're with the devotees, and well, I'm next door to another room of Gurudev's house because I'm staying actually just now with the devotees, but we're centered in, we're all day, from morning till night, all day we're in the ashram of Srila Sridhar Govinda Seva Ashram in Limerick in Ireland here. And so we are with devotees, including Saraswati Devi Rasi, who's come in from London, Audarya Leela Didi, who's come in from Dublin, and then a sweet gathering of Ukrainian devotees, several of the devotees from Ukraine who've taken shelter in Ireland during the current difficulties. And so the Ukrainian devotees coming together as well here in the ashram. And so it's been a very non-stop and happy gathering of Vaishnavas. And we've been doing something which we can't do so well on Zoom. We've been chanting Hare Krishna with kirtan, cartels, and voices, and singing this way, that way. And actually the devotees, I have to say, they're very happy and glowing to be with each other and to have an excuse to come together. And if I can be that excuse, all well and good. So I think this time I am the excuse. So, Krishna, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, keeping me engaged in doing something useful for the devotees to bring them together. All right. So wonderful to see Paramanand Prabhu and team there, Keshavananda Prabhu. And in the back, maybe, in the front. Oh, okay. In the co-pilot navigator seat is Krishna Priya and Didi, and in the back, Ram Sundapu is there in the back seat. Oh, that looks like a very good road with a white line down the middle as well. I mean, that's pretty good. Yes, oh my goodness. Looking good.
Some cows down the middle also. You keep swerving.
Sorry, Kesh.
Saying there's a white line down the middle, but there's also some cows and bulls down the middle as well. So
now we know you're either in India or you're in Abkhazia. All right. So, dear devotees, last week or 3 days ago, perhaps, then we promised Kumkumdiri that you'll get the first opportunity to say a few words, because we really did jump into another world and we got carried away, and suddenly 60 minutes had passed by. So let us come straight to Kumkumdiri, and she can share a few words for us. I can guess what some of those words may be, but let her just reveal what she's got up her sleeve for us this morning, afternoon, evening, depending where you are. Your microphone, Didi. Click.
Yes. My Dandavat Pranam to all of the Vaishnavas. It's so beautiful to see. And actually, I wonder if you were thinking I would say this. It's the eye to see the Dham from Sermons 2. It's something that's been inspiring me. I'm so happy to think of Paramananda and Keshvananda Prabhu and company going to the Dham in India, and also in our reading, Navadvip Dham. So I realize I very much need to review this part, because otherwise I don't want to fall into the ignorance of seeing just the external beauty and everything there. And there's this section called Infinite Faith in the Infinite, where it is very interesting the way Srila Guru Maharaj talks. He says, when we try to establish a connection with the infinite, there are infinite possibilities. But how much faith can finite things like us have? How much can we imagine? Imagination must also have a limit, yet the infinite exists beyond even the limit of any imagination. The infinite is so spacious and broad that even our imagination fails. How much can we imagine? We are born and bred in a cell. Our experience is limited, and our imagination is also limited. So imagination cannot be extended to take on an infinite character. We must be conscious that we are going to establish our relationship with the infinite, where the greatest imagination is only a point. Imagination cannot devour the infinite, so imagination must not be allowed to obstruct us. How much can we imagine? Something very meager in comparison with the infinite. We must not allow ourselves to be slaves to our imagination. The infinite is so broad, we cannot have any conception of it. We cannot imagine it. It is beyond. So we must not cower under blind faith. There may exist infinitely more than we can imagine. Only genuine faith can help us in that direction toward the infinite. And even when we have some conception, it is said that the key to make himself known to us is in his hand. When he opens the door, we can enter. The key is not within our hand. We can see only as much as he likes us to. He is adhokshaja, transcendental. We first have to accept this before we can approach him or even expect to know him. We must prepare ourselves with this attitude of accepting him. So adhokshaja. They're very helpful to me, Maharaj.
Very helpful to me and to all of us, no doubt, Kumkumdiri. And Srila Guru Maharaj is always so clear. Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. Let's just say it very loud and clear that they are all just so clear, honest, pure. They can see everything clearly, and using words they're trying to express to us. The frog in the well idea, a little bit here. Imagine, imagine, imagine. What can we imagine?
Yes. And yet in our youth, and so many so-called educated people today are lauded because of their capacity to imagine and just go on and on and on and imagining, and not realizing that that's going down, probably, definitely not going up.
And what to speak of spiritual things when you see some of the like ludicrously imagined things about the universe compared with what Srimad Bhagavatam, which is fact, tells us, then we just think, my goodness. Well, all we can think is, my goodness, or oh dear. I mean, really, some quite wild speculation out there. In the name of, it is like this, not, well, we've imagined all these things. Yes, very timely reminder, Kumkum Didi, with the pilgrimage season for many, underway already and about to be underway also. So we are also visiting these holy places and through the devotees. So what do you think? Should we ask Keshavananda Prabhu to say a few words, Kumkum Didi? Because it seems to be not so often we get this good opportunity. And so I'm sure he's already primed. He's not using his imagination. He's very realistic. Keshavananda, this topic.
Cow on the road. That was another cow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Keshavananda, very live and very on the spur of the moment, things taking place. Over to you. We're giving you the microphone.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. Dandavat Atuti. Wonderful to hear these words from Guru Maharaj via the sweet mouth of Kumkum Didi. Yes, I just need to they just need to go in and adjust everything. You know, it's very important that we have all our ideas, and Guru Maharaj would call our calculations based on our corrupt data that we've gleaned and then twisted with our conditioned brain, and then imagine some possible outcome with our selfish from our selfish position. And Guru Maharaj saying, you know, it's all got to be thrown away as the garbage it is, and we need to develop the faith to see that from the all good no bad will come, and that way which is astonishing and beautiful and sweet, that service upward carrying current of the divine substance is beyond imagination. So we're hearing these things so many times and for so many years. We're getting some inspiration and thinking, oh my goodness, I can't conceive of a more perfect way to teach, to hear, to the descriptions of the Vaishnava of reality, the beautiful. And then you know, we carry on, and it sort of we get distracted and into other things, and then we hear again. So the importance of hearing it's not like well, maybe for some persons it's like a homeopathic globule, and you take it once and that's that. But for most of us, I think it's more like a course antibiotics or something. We have to take it regularly every day and not forget, because because we don't want the infection to want it to go. So it was so wonderful to hear the astonishing vision and understanding of Krishna consciousness that's coming from Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Govinda Maharaj. And sometimes, because we do hear these things regularly, sometimes we forget just how revolutionary and inconceivable they actually are, even amongst the acharyas and the teachers of our sampradaya. Really, because we're so desperate, I think, because we're so desperate in this Kali Yuga, the mercy that comes to us through these personalities is even more concentrated and formulated, if that's the right word, or shaped for the souls like myself in this Kali Yuga full of distraction and trouble, and we were singing money and Pagala Mora, and when we were in the Gopinath, before Gopinath ji, they gave us, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us these these jewels of heart substance and yearning, the perfect prayers. Basically everything they've given us, we can't, everything is coming through the Vaishnava, and these songs and these prayers help us so much, because they express the heart so perfectly. Some that we can understand, but I can understand more. Mani Pagala Mora, my mind is crazy. Tumi Rishikesh Rishika Dami, you're the Lord of the senses. Please help me control my senses. And some maybe little more aspirational, like I am seeing joy in all directions and I'm floating here. Sometimes we're getting little taste, sometimes getting a little underappreciation of that. But either way, these jewels have come to us also through these wonderful souls, and then they've given us so many of their disciples. From Srila Prabhupada. We're so fortunate in our family to have so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, and present devotees, and they are also a wealth of nourishment and encouragement, and giving us the strength and determination to carry on through whatever may come, in the spirit of my Lord is loving and sweet, and wants what's best for me more than I can even understand. So try to develop that vision. And so we have some opportunity. It's always wonderful at the festivals when so many come together and we have a chance to serve the devotees, in practical ways, as well as meeting together to hear and discuss.
So, and your bodyguard sitting very quietly beside you?
Yes.
Well, Maharaj, we're moving in the right direction as we speak, as you know. And like Keshwananda Prabhu mentioned about the revolutionary, and the Guru Maharaj said something along those lines. He said the divine current is always revolutionary. It has revolutionary nature. And here, again, Lord expressed his sweet will in a very unique way. Ununderstandable. It's difficult for us to understand why would Madan Mohan leave Jaipur and go to some obscure village. And really, it is where we're going. Now it's probably a little bigger. I was there in 1993, and it was a village. And really in the middle of absolutely nowhere, you would think, why? From Jaipur, with all the gorgeous worship, all the deities there, and the kings and the devotees. But again, Krishna was drawn by the love of his devotee, by devotion. He was so much attracted by that. So we hear the story when a princess who was very much devoted to Madan Mohan deity was married to another Maharaja of Karoli, apparently. She moved there, but Madan Mohan felt so much attachment for her, for his devotee, that he appeared in a dream of the Maharaja who was present and was in charge. I would like to follow there. I would like to go there. Please, you arrange everything. I'm going on a trip. So this is what happened. And Madan Mohan, everyone knows so many stories about Madan Mohan. Originally installed by Bajranam himself, the great-grandson of Lord Krishna, who actually established so many different temples in Rajadam, beautified the places where Krishna performed his pastimes. It's from that time, and it was rediscovered by no other than Mahavishnu himself in the form of Advaita Acharya. Went to Mathura on pilgrimage to the Dham, and in one of the forests, I forgot what it was, one of the forests of Vrindavan, he discovered the deity. And again, it was the Madan Mohan who called for him, please, you come and take me. And then he was worshipping Madan Mohan, and then he left back to Navadvip, and then he found a very good Brahmana, pious Brahmana in Mathura, and then he left the deity there. So when Sanatana Goswami came and he's touring with them, then he came to Madura, and he, by, we can say, coincidence, but there was no coincidence. So he went to that very house, and then he observed that the children of the Brahmana were playing with the deity like the deity was one of them. And the Brahman did not object it. So Sanatana Goswami was a little bit shocked, and he chastised the Brahman. He made some remarks and said, you should do this and this and this. You should take a proper care of the deity. And of course, Brahman, with all due respect, he followed the advice. But then shortly after that, Madan Mohan appeared in a dream of Sanatana Goswami saying, I was having so much fun, and then you spoiled it with all these rules that you established there. So now I don't like it there. Because Brahman is, that's it, it's finished. He's not going to go in the same mood like before. And I was just so happy playing with the kids, and I really like that. So now I'm going to come to you, and then you take care of me if you are. That's how it happened. So and also he simultaneously appeared in the name of the Brahmin and asked the Brahmin to take him to Sanatana Goswami. That's how it all happened. And so many wonderful stories. And every time we go to Vrindavan, this is the landmark of Vrindavan. The most recognizable landmark of Vrindavan is Madan Mohan Temple, actually. Tvadashaditya,
Yes.
that's the place where Sanatana Goswami had his bhajan kutir. And really, even though the deity was established installed a long time ago, we're always remembering it, the connection with our gurus and our sampradaya. So if we think of Govindaji, it's Rupa Goswami. If we think of Gopinath, it's Madhu Pandit. If we think of Madan Mohan, it's Sanatana Goswami, immediately comes to our mind. And Ramsula, you know some stories about Madan Mohan? Okay. From another sadhu on the back, Ramsula Das Brahmachari. There are many stories. I think Keshwananda Prabhu can tell a very nice story.
Well, I can't always remember stories, but it's reminded me something about the playing with the Mohanji, with the children of the Brahmin and everything, because it reminds me of that other pastime story, which I think of a lot because it really helps me get through my estimation of things. Is the story of the, I don't know, was it Shalagram or Govardhan Shila on the meat scale?
Oh yes, Shalagram.
Where a Brahmin is passing through a market and there's someone selling meat, and he notices that the weight on the scale is a Shalagram Shila, I think. Could be a Govardhan. Anyway, it's the Lord himself. And of course, he's horrified. So he, chastises the seller and takes the deity and takes him home and bathes him and does all the appropriate puja. And then in a dream is told that the deity comes and says, what are you doing? I was very happily going up and down on the scales all day. Looking at people and in the market, and it was great. And now I'm sitting here with you and I'm not happy. So, this is it reminded me of that anyway. Your story reminded me of this story. It's not directly related to the story. It's not the view that we want to follow as best as we can the instructions of the Vaishnavas and in the mood, or at least try to understand not just the action, but the way it should be performed, and the purpose of it, and the spirit of the thing is what we want. But then we'll have our we can only imagine, we can only see in the very limited way which we're capable. And as we heard earlier, the infinite is beyond all the imagination. It's beyond sweetness, full of shining with wonder. I can't remember the shloka. It's a shloka that Rupa Goswami uses to describe what is rasa, and he says it's shining with goodness. It lives in the hearts of the devotees, and it's beyond imagination. So even something that we would think of as so egregious, the Lord has his own purpose and his own current. Anyway, it gives me personally some relief when I'm thinking, oh, how can this be, or how can that be, or why this or why that? And it's like, well, we may not understand any of those things, but if we actually subscribe to the fundamental point that the prime cause is sweet and beautiful and charming and full of affection, then we can say, okay, then in that case, yes, I can understand. I may not understand the reason why, but the Lord has his own current, his own lila, his own vilasa, the forward movement, the rolling forward movement of his divine play. So anyway, it's not a Madan Mohan story, but it's a wonderful pastime.
You can tell the story about soul.
Oh, so then Madan Mohan came to Sanatana Goswami, and we heard that he was the Goswamis. Now we know the temple of Rupa Goswami, Govindaji, the temple of Jiva Goswami, Radha Damodar, but the Goswamis didn't have temples. They didn't have anything really. They had some cloth wrapped around them, and they may have had some writing implement and some palm leaves or some whatever they were using. So they basically had very little, and they were absorbed in their bhajan, actually, the direct service to Mahaprabhu and to the divine couple. So their just moving here and there, and fall asleep when they need to, and then wake again and under a tree somewhere and carry on. So they didn't have temples or anything like that. So when Madan Mohan came to Sanatana Goswami, he kept him in a tree, in the branches of a tree, and we still sometimes see that. We see deities in trees here and there, and he's trying to, Pacham Pushpam Valam Toyam, you have to offer me whatever you got. So he's offering some, it's basically just some dough made into a ball and put in the fire. And, very basic offering. And he's offering these things to Sanatana Goswami, to Madan Mohan. And he is offering it. Like we have to, these personalities, they're not sort of doing sadhana bhakti like we are. And we're offering the, doing puja, so to speak. He's actually feeding the Lord. So the Lord is looking at this. Madan Mohan is looking at Sanatana and thinking, oh, my devotee, he's hardly eating, he's hardly sleeping. All he's doing is engaged in my seva. What can I do? I need to, I need to get some prasadam down in for a start. So he says, he's talking with Sanatana Goswami, and he says, I'm up this tree, and you're feeding me these. All you're feeding me is these balls of dough. Not even any salt. The most basic thing you can give, and not even any salt. Sanatana Goswami in this, bowing down, is remonstrating with his Lord, saying, "I haven't got anything. I'm just a beggar. I'm just a if I haven't got any money to buy salt, and if I buy salt today, tomorrow you'll be asking for rasgulas, ghee or something." And anyway, these are the inconceivable leela of the Lord and his eternal associates, his own members, which equally inconceivably Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Guru Maharaj have come to recruit us for that family. Hare Krishna. So, Maharaj.
Oh no, I was just saying Hare Krishna. I was following the example of what he was doing. And Madan Mohan
anyway. Oh no. Anyway, I better just get the salt. We just better get this salt organized, Maharaj, because the time is marching on. So, Vrindavan is on the Jamuna River, the beautiful sacred river of Raja Dham, and it was also a trade route. In before the roads and the railways, the rivers were used to come and go up and down. And Mathura is, Agra, not far away from Mathura, and Vrindavan on the Jamuna, Agra also on the Jamuna further down. So there's lots of boats and trade coming up and down the river, and sure enough, a barge full of salt runs the ground. Anyway, we don't need to go into all the details, but this salt arrives, and the merchant can't get it to float again, and it's directed to Sanatana Goswami, who gives him some beautiful Krishna Kathar and some connection with reality, and the boat again floats, and of course everything is wonderful. And that merchant then comes and in service to Madan Mohan Ji and to Sanatana Goswami builds the temple in Vrindavan of Madan Mohan Ji. So And salt, yes. And Madame Mohan got a little salt on his chapatis. So, and of course, more importantly, then if it, you know, then his devotee Sanatan can take some salt on his roti.
That's his plan.
And that was his plan all along. Because on what was it on Purna Madaha? No, the Lord is full in himself, he's complete, he can expand and expand, and they're complete. There's no lack. However much is taken, there's still no lack. So Lord himself only nourishment is heart substance. He's the Lord of love, the Lord of sweetness. Madan Mohan, so beautiful. Gazillions of embodiments of beauty, just faint and cannot cope with the inconceivable wonder of Lord Govinda. So that's my time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by the way, Keshavananda, we have some very happy private chats running here in the background, appreciating your intoxication of being in the Holy Dham and anticipation of meeting with Madana Mohan very soon in Karoli. So we are all smiling, appreciating, and as Kumkum started us off with this theme of we can't imagine, and you also mentioned this now and again, we cannot imagine. And Madana Mohan is also the basis of what is Krishna consciousness, giving us our attraction. Krishna is all attractive. And what is our position? We are in the Maya attracted world. But if we can look to Madana Mohan, allow him into our heart, we will be attracted to become Hare Krishnas, to try to come to be Krishna conscious at all times. So anyhow, beautiful things. And how far are you from Karoli?
Hour and a half more, something.
Hour and a half, Maharaj.
Yeah.
And how long have you been traveling? Then I can get some idea of how long it is.
It's about 3 hours and 40 minutes.
3 hours, 40 minutes. Okay.
And the darshan is from more early morning to 11:30. So we have to be there before that. And then it starts again from 5 p.m. The good thing is to leave early in the morning.
Yes, always.
And what time is it now?
It's about
8, Maharaj.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay. And in the meantime, I have something, another thing on the theme of the Holy Dham, all of these good things, and seeing the Dham, not imagining the Dham. And this is from Srila Guru Maharaj also. And here we have Srila Guru Maharaj saying, if we can develop the eye to see, then every atom of Gauradham. So remember, when maybe changing the Dhams, but there is no difference between Vrindavan Dham and Navadip Dham, one of the 10 offenses to the holy name. So then, if we can develop the eye to see, this is Guru Maharaj, not me, then every atom of Gauradham will charm us to the utmost. Only the eye is necessary. By charm, every atom is sufficient to engage us fully and accommodate us wholesale. One particle of dust can give us fullest engagement, because all is infinite and of the most generous type. Here, remember here, Srila Guru Maharaj is speaking this in that plane. And he is speaking this from Navadip Dham proper, we can say. All the dust of the most generous type and promising for, all the dust is of the most generous type and promising for Krishna. So that struck me, that by charm, every atom is sufficient to engage us fully and accommodate us wholesale. And of course, Srila Guru Maharaj continues. So this is also in a section, the chapter of Centenary Anthology, the place of solution, Sri Navadip Dham. And in the meantime, let us give our respect to the Sripad Vaikanas Maharaj has joined us. When we see a Vaishya sannyasi for the first time, as Srila Gurudev explained to us, we need to give our respect. And I did. The first time I saw you arrive, that I recognized that I saw you arrive. I first saw Arjuna's face to the side, then I saw your face, Maharaj. Then giving respect to you. And so Maharaj is here. He's also in India, and we can see that he's traveling with Arjuna, or rather, Arjuna is probably, we see the other way around, is traveling with Maharaj. And Maharaj, which part of the holy Dhams or the holy Bharatvarsha are you in just now? If we make the video bigger, we might be able to recognize.
First of all, I would like to offer my respectful obeisances to each and every one of you, our dearmost Vaishnavas. Dandavat. I'm very happy to see Kesavananda Prabhu and Paramananda Prabhu, and of course Madhusudan Maharaj. It gives me so much joy in my heart. We are now here in Devaprayag, and this is the river, Alaknat River, and on the other side is the Bhagirati, the confluence that later on becomes Ganges. We are here not because we want to see the beautiful places. We are here. We are traveling and preaching. I don't know exactly where are we going and what we will do today or tomorrow, but I just want to preach and talk about Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It gives us life. But when I heard that they have this program BBC, I am very happy and to join. Now it's about time for me to keep quiet and hear the words of the wisdom of the stalwart Vaishnavas that is before me. My dandavats to each and every one of you. I'm here as your student, listening the wonderful glories of the Lord appearing before us, the beauty that surrounds. And you would wonder, I was wondering, such a beauty is unfolding before me. My first time, really. And I said, oh dear Lord, it was like a dream come true. It is a dream come true. I never thought that I would be here, but you granted me everything. How I wish I could be able really to serve you. So I wanted to speak something of your glories, each and everywhere, wherever I am. But I'm seeing you, my dear Vaishnavas. So from now on, I will just keep quiet and listen to the glories furthermore. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Very happy to have your association, and it is a surprise for me. You are in Devaprayag, and Devaprayag is, it's again, India is dotted around with thousands, must be thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Everywhere in India, there is a holy place practically connected with the Lord, the Supreme Lord and his pastimes. And there we are in Devaprayag. And there is an ancient Ramachandra temple which is, I mean, very ancient. Even if we don't know about carbon dating or anything, you just go to that temple and then, my goodness, you just think, how old is this temple? It is just made with these giant, large large stone, I mean, carved stone, but it's made of stone, obviously not cement and all these things. But it's just the whole style, you can tell this is an ancient temple. So it's one of those classic places, and a classic place to go to bathe. For some reason, the Sangams, the join of two rivers, always is considered as a very auspicious place to bathe. And you're mentioning, the Alakananda and the Bhagirathi, the Ganges, they come together there. And it's a strong current. I remember from the times that I've been there, very strong current. And they do have chains also that you really have to hold on to. Every year, lots of people do, leave their bodies swimming in the Ganges by not taking care. So do take care. Oh, and this year, Keshavananda broke his toe coming out of the Ganges, chasing a monkey. Is this right? Naked. Is that also right? No, all these stories do get added up, don't they, as they go?
Something along those lines, Maharaj. I'm still limping around now, but it's all a salutary lesson. So we're going on under the shelter of Srila Gurudev, knowing that it's all good. But yes, we do have to take care all the time, and we have service to do, so we can't be, getting injured or, falling off mountains or chasing monkeys too much. So. So we have to proceed carefully and and go on by their grace and in our attempt to try to serve Sri Guru and Vaishnava. So nice to see Vaikanas Maharaj there in Dev Prayag, and Arjuna's hiding, of course. He's got the camera, but yes, we're very happy to know that you're both there together, happily together in the foothills of the great mountains where Vyasadeva is still residing somewhere, we heard, and these places. So we're always praying, we pray when we would bow to the Ganga, the mantra we would say in the mat was Sadapataka Sanganshi Sadyaduka Vinashani Shukada Bhaktida Ganga Gangaiva Paramagati, that she destroys misery, she gives sweetness and happiness, and she will take us to the highest place. The mercy of Ganga will take us to the highest place. But that's dependent on what we're bringing to that. So Guru Maharaj and Gurudev Srila Prabhupada have given us the most worshipable, refined, beautiful, sweet, perfect conception, the highest thing. So we don't want to be satisfied with anything other than that, really. So again, we're bowing down to them for their generous, magnanimous, affectionate distribution, coming in the Sankirtan party of Mahaprabhu, just giving it away, just distributing it to us all. So we can always remember when we're in these holy places that's actually our only request is, please let me be a devotee and give me whatever is necessary to go in that direction and serve those devotees. Another one is Kunti Devi. When Krishna's leaving the world, they're all heartbroken, and she says, Tvaima Nanya Vishaya Matiya Madhupate Timudvahatata Gange Vaugamu Dhanvati. She says, please, whatever happens, as the Ganga flows inexorably to the sea, please let my heart be drawn to you without being diverted in any other place. So I'm just thinking of thinking of you both there by the banks of the Holy Bhagirati and Alokananda Ganga, and happy to see the devotees. We have wonderful memories and thoughts, and they inspire other wonderful contemplations and feelings. So, my Dhanavad.
Yes. Maharaj, devotees are naturally very entertaining. Keshwanaka was speaking of such a high thing. In my mind, I'm just imagining this picture of him impersonating Naga Baba, walking through the whole town, looking for a new pants.
I had my chugga, so I was not naked. But
so he says.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And Kumkum started us off with the eye to see the Dham, and now somehow we seem to be very Dham-centered today. And Chintamani Devi Dasi is in the land of the Dham of distribution. Oh, now, anyhow, we can't be everywhere at once. So now we're just going to jump to Navadip, and let's see if we can make Navadip a little larger so we can see here. So we are we're at Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. We're on the road outside Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And so the eye to see the Dham, we were just reading from Centenary Anthology about every atom in Navadip Dham can with charm draw us to the land of Seva. So here we are, and this is the entrance to Govinda Kund. So let's see, we are seeing through Chintamani's phone's eye, and we are seeing through Guru Maharaj and Gurudev's direction of how to see the Dham. And we're arriving into Govinda Kund. Quite a few people on a beautiful day, look at that. And there is the temple of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, but it is permanently, it is the temple of Giriraj here in the center of the Kund. Oh, look at all the what they call hangsas, we would call geese. The hangsa and Raj hangsa is the swan. Raj hangsa is the swan, and this they will call as hangsa. And there is the temple of Giriraj. And could you just take us along the way to the Sadashiva temple, because it has just been Shivaratri. And yes, devotees must have noticed that there are different ways to calculate the calendar. We follow the way that Srila Guru Maharaj followed from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who followed from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And so sometimes days are a day different, but here we in Navadip celebrating Mahashivaratri yesterday, and here is the temple of Lord Shiva, and this is temple of Gangadhar Sadashiva Gangadhar temple, the left one, the tall temple, yes. And no doubt on the Shivaratri day, then many people will come here to make offerings to Shiva, because Shiva is easily pleased. But Srila Gurudev said about Gangadhar, Shiva Jai, Shiva Ji Ki Jai, Devadi Devam Mahibhushnam Indukasham Panchananam Pashapating Varanang Prasannam Gangadharam Pannatapalakam Mashutosham Vande Sada Shiva. Then, where's Paramananda? Oh, I just missed the last line. But our obeisance to Lord Shiva. And so anyhow, the local people, the people will come, give offerings, and with the idea, oh, we'll get something from Lord Shiva. We'll offer him some bael leaves and water from the Ganges, both of which are readily available in Navadip. And then he will be pleased, and I can get a good this, a good that, and so many things. But Srila Gurudev said, here we are doing parikrama. But Srila Gurudev said that here is Sada Shiva, and he is the Shiva on the other side. His manifestation in Vaikuntha, the pure world. So this is Sadashiva, the pure devotee. And so Gurudev said, so they are thinking they're coming to Shiva and offering these things, and they're in a materialistic mood, but because he's Sadashiva, then they will get Sukriti by doing their direct Abhishek, because here they can themselves do Abhishek, pour the Ganges water over the Shiva Lingam here, and circumambulate, as we are doing, by the way. We are circumambulating on the feet of Chintamani Devi Dasi. Oh, what's the last line, Chintamani? Read it to us. Is your microphone? I can't see it, honestly.
Says Vande Sadashiva Haripriya Chandra Mauli.
Okay, yes, now I can see. Vande Sarashiva Haripriya Chandra Maulim. Okay, dear Shiva, please forgive me. And dear Gurudev, please forgive me. That's Gurudev's composition in glorification of Sadashiva. So again, the eye to see the Dham, Srila Gurudev is letting us understand how to see Sadashiva in the Dham, and again giving us direction of how to see the Dham and how to see Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And all this Gurudev is always giving in relation to Srila Guru Maharaj, who he knows and is trying to knock into our thick heads. How great is Guru Maharaj? And so here we are, we're in the world by the grace of Guru Maharaj, the grace of Srila Gurudev, by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. And here we have this opportunity just at Shivaratri time, just after that, to have some circumambulation of Shivaji, and again, not allow our imagination to go too far running away with us, but to know that Shiva, he is wanting the best for the devotees, and he is the servitor of the Lord. And here we have some opportunity to also render Vaishnava Seva. And just to understand how the pure devotee, the Shiva as the devotee, the worship in Navadip, Gurudev gave direction that the bhoga, the food preparations, I think you all know what is the bhoga. Bhoga means for the Lord's enjoyment. The food is prepared, the foodstuff is nicely prepared and offered first to Giriraj in Govinda Kund. And then when Giriraj has taken that Mahaprasadam is taken from the Giriraj temple on the boat across up the stairs and is offered then to Shivaji here, to Sadashiva. So Sadashiva is taking the Mahaprasadam from Giriraj. And this way Sadashiva will be very happy to get that Mahaprasad. Quite a different idea. Srila Gurudev is teaching us and showing us, and from his heart he's telling all of these things. And it's quite a different idea than the general idea of, you can say, exploitation, that Shiva will give me this and give me that. Rather, Gurudev, his whole life is to satisfy the Lord, to satisfy the devotees, and nothing in return. And this is really the life of devotion. So seeing the Dham, seeing the devotees, and seeing the Lord in his manifestations too, all of this coming by the grace of Guru and Gauranga. And sometimes when we are in the preaching field, or when we're with the public and the people reaching field, yes, thank you, Chintamani, for giving us this previously, and now today reminding also people reaching field. Just very recently, 2 days ago, then we are sitting with some Indian people who are not actually devotees, I mean, not officially devotees. They have good heart, everything, but they were giving some description, which I won't repeat because I'm still trying to recover from it. We don't want to hear, wrong things about the deities and their manifestation and whatever takes place. We only want to hear from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. And they were saying they were like discussing, and I'm trying to stop, but I couldn't pull out the microphone. You know, they weren't on the microphone. We're sitting side by side, so we couldn't mute the microphone. And they were saying these things. We don't want to hear wrong conception. And if we just hear, you know, general idea from people who've heard from their mother, their grandmother, and who knows what stories have come down about, you know, the deities and how to see the deities and everything. And there, the deities' pastimes and the Lord's pastimes, we will get a very mixed up understanding of who is God, who are we, what is our relationship, how to go, etc. So last time on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day, we read that list of my advice, that list which is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's advice, and one of them, that we will not be successful if we follow muddled religion. Those who follow muddled religion, they won't be successful, they'll get nowhere. So we've got this opportunity of unmuddled religion, clean religion, given by Gurudev, given by Guru Maharaj, given by Srila Saraswati Thakur, given by Mahaprabhu. And so today has been a very Dham-centered day, and very happily so. And if you would like me to answer your question at the very beginning, as you said, perhaps you're thinking that I'll be reading something about the Dham. Actually, Kumkum, I didn't have that in mind, but here we are happily being appropriately centered on the holy Dham, how to see the Dham, with so many devotees there and going there. And we must always remind ourselves that everything is beyond our imagination, beyond just book knowledge, but as we know, it is all heart matter. So we are very happy to see a very hearty Keshavananda Prabhu sharing lots of goodies about the Holy Dham and eager to share more. Yes, Keshavananda Prabhu.
One little thing, Maharaj, in relation to Sri Sadashiva Gangadhara, which is always super sweet, super beautiful, perfect, coming from Gurudev. What do we sing at his arti? His very early in the morning arti. What is the song that we sing for?
Oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakur.
Oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakur Doyara Saga. How wonderful. Immediately, everything's harmonized. You're standing in front of Sadashiva Gangadhara and you're singing, oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakur Doyara Saga. It's wonderful. Chamatkar. Beautiful. Chamatkar. Wonderful.
And yes, we heard a chamatkara. One word is sufficient to describe Krishna consciousness. Well done, Krishna Priyati. All right, dear devotees, I think we shall move on, and they are moving on too, and some sandstone built, or is it, or red bricks maybe. Hare Krishna. Oh, I see. It's now our devotees still. Okay. Wonderful. So I don't know where you are, except you are on the way, going in the right direction. We didn't hear what you said, Prabhu. Okay. Okay, I think we'll leave them spreading the holy name around and leave them and wishing them a safe journey the rest of the way. In India, we always have to chant the holy name and take shelter of the Lord, because there's no other way, no other way, no other way. But in the, supposedly more secure world of the Western roads, etc., then we also always, no matter whether we think we're secure or not, at every moment, take shelter of the holy name, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. So, dear devotees, our time to say Jai Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai. And at this very moment, we've just come to his Samadhi Mandir by chance. Nothing is a coincidence. By chance. So Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Gurudev Samadhi Mandir ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat ki jai, and Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Om Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Raka Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, here at his Samadhi Mandir ki jai. And Jai Saparika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar, the deities of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat, Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev's most worshipable and most merciful deities, ki jai. And Jai Shri Aparada Bhanjane Pat, Shri Koladeep Dham ki jai. And Jai Shri Ganga Mai ki jai. The Alakananda River ki jai. And Jai Navadeep Dham ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. And Jai Shri Radha Madana Mohan, Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath Ju ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki jai. And all the pilgrims who are pilgrimaging in their full forms, and all of you pilgrims and all pilgrims who are going by their heart. It's not necessarily by mind, by heart, on pilgrimages through the devotees, present and past, means through their writings and hearing about the Dham. So to all, ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Panchakalpa Turubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. And
Jai
super
Shri Bhakti Ranjan Masudud Maharaj ki jai.
Sripad Vaishnava Maharaj, you are hiding on my screen. Maharaj, to Maharaj ki jai, Sripad Vaikanas Maharaj ki jai. And to all the assembled devotees here and on Facebook, Jagamohini Didi, always good to know that you're there. She's on Facebook with us along with other devotees. And so always good to know you're there. Always good to know each of you are there. And in the recorded version also, we know so many joined. So always our appreciation. With all best wishes to everybody we see and everybody we see. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Rukmini Didi Muktinath Prabhu, Priya Bhakti Prabhu, Arjuna and Maharaj, Radha Sundari Dana, and Axel, Priya Sundari, Priya Sundari Devirasi with us, and the Ganga Leela Didi with us, and Chintamani and Sevarupa we mentioned too before, and Indupati Prabhu, also on Facebook. I know others are there who I can't see because somehow I can't. And here we are. Last quick view in Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat.
It's the mat.
Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. Wonderful. So on my part of the world, I need to go, but if you all wish to stay, you may. I have no difficulty with that. Gaura Premanandi, Ami Ashchi.